Well, Patrick, I think we should start with a bit of a song. Is that a good idea?
I think it's a great idea.
Okay, so I'm going to do a little song which uses a little recording pedal. So I've got this pedal over here, which means I can record stuff as I go along. So I can go, hi everyone, hi everyone, hi everyone, hi. And it's good for little kids so they can go, Mom, I'm hungry. Mom, I'm hungry. Mom, I'm hungry. Mom. And then you could add layers and go, Mom, I'm hungry. 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 That sort of thing. Okay, so let's have a little song. This is all about the science of sound.
And it is all explained in this song. This is what we're going to be doing today.
Exactly. Okay, it starts with a farty sound, and we'll get on to the farty sounds in a moment. Here we go. That's right. Every oscillator needs a resonator to find the perfect key. Freak out on their frequency. Reach a sonic boom in tune with the room. Sweet harmonics up above. It's the sound of love. Make a little note. Ooh. So when I say make a little note, can everyone go, ooh? You ready? Make a little note. Ooh. Cool. And when I say make a little noise, can everyone go like that? Are you ready? Make a little noise. Yeah, I like it. And then when I say make a little nothing, exactly, do nothing. Make a little nothing. Then do it again, again, again. Make a little note. Ooh. Make a little noise. Make a little nothing. Then do it again, again, again. It's the love of sound. It's the sound of love. It's the love of sound. It's the sound of love. Okay, let's pump it up. Oh, the tones on a drone moan and groan in the zone. The beats kicking a riff, a loop, a lick into a groove. Deep and embracing, hearts racing, chasing past the waves, crashing above. It's the sound of love. Make a little note, ooh. Make a little noise, make a little nothing. Then do it again, again, again. Make a little note, ooh. Make a little noise. Make a little nothing. Then do it again, again, again. It's the love. It's the love of sound. It's the sound of love. It's the love of sound. It's the sound of love. It's the love of sound. It's the sound of love. It's the love of sound. It's the sound of love. It's the love of sound. It's the sound of love. It's the love of sound. It's the sound of love. It's the love of sound. It's the sound of love. It's the love of sound. It's the sound of love.
I'm gonna watch myself on the other screen. That was awesome.
Well, all right. Okay, now I think we better get straight into it. So, first things first, can everyone put their tongue between your lips? And then
blow through it and get a raspberry. Okay, all together. Put your hands over your mouth so no one gets spat on. Okay, put your hands over your mouth.
This goes for adults too.
Adults,
Can do
yeah.
this as well. Yeah, thank you.
Because we need to know. We need to know. Okay, yep, you're on camera. Yep, you've got to be ready. Yep, ready. Okay, now, there's two kinds of raspberry. There's over raspberry, where your top lip flaps, and under raspberry, where your bottom lip flaps. So this is over raspberry, top lip, and under raspberry, bottom lip. So do your normal raspberry, and work out whether you're a top lip or a bottom lip. Give it a go. Hand over your mouth, hand over your mouth.
Bottom lip. Oh, you can do a top one as well.
That's good. Brilliant. Okay. Up. Okay. Hands up. Okay, hands up the people who are top lip raspberries. Hands up.
Yeah, top lip. You guys, yeah?
Yeah.
Top lip.
Okay, hands up the people who are bottom lip raspberries.
Is it-
Yeah. Okay. Now, if you're a top lip, try to do bottom lip. And if you're a bottom lip, try to do top lip. Give it a go. Okay. So if you're try to do.
Keep your tongue close to your top lip.
Hey, up. Alrighty. Okay. Now hands up who managed to do what they're not used to doing. Yeah? Really? Oh, that's good. Okay, next thing. Can you all get your lips just together and just go like a horse? Okay, so your lips. Nice.
Smiling in this.
Okay. And now tighten it up a bit and do like a farty sound. Go. Nice. Okay, now tighten it up even more and do like a blowfly. That's good. Okay, and now tighten it up as much as you can and do like a Grand Prix car. Okay.
That's a blowfly in the car.
Right. Hold that thought. Now, can you hold my microphone for a
I
sec?
can.
Thank you.
I can hold your microphone.
Microphone. Okay, let's come in a little bit closer. Okay, now I'm going to explain.
This
Up
way,
a bit
this
higher.
camera, this
Oh,
camera.
this camera here?
This camera here.
Okay, well, this is going to be difficult because I can't see what I hold. That's all right. Okay, a little bit higher. That's it. Hold right there. That's good. Now, I'm going to explain how sound works. Okay, so I'm going to use my lips to explain how sound works. Okay, so what happens when you go with your lips? It's too fast. You can't see what's going on. So I'm going to slow it down for you. What happens is the air builds up pressure behind your lips and goes like that, and it blows your lips apart. Now, because your lips are rubbery, they come back together again, like that. But the air's gone out, and then the air builds up pressure again and goes like that. Now, while that's happening, the air in front of your lips is going back and forth, really quickly, and that pushes the air around it back and forth, and the air around it, and that's what sound is. It's just air moving back and forth. Yeah. So it's pretty simple stuff, sound. And so now we've got our lips. Next thing, we're going to go to our tongue. So can everyone say arrivederci? Nice.
Arrivederci.
Okay, and now do it with that voice and just go. Without your voice and just go.
I cannot do that. I cannot do that.
Yeah. Okay, now check it out. If you do your lips and your tongue at the same time, the two vibrations fight with each other and you get this. Give it a go. Everyone try that. So your tongue and your lips at the same time.
I can do it.
It should make your whole head wobble.
You sort of gargle and make sweat as well.
Okay, now, I think it's about time we did some beatboxing. Okay, you ready? So everyone has to try that, including you guys and Bridgetine. You'll join in. Okay, here we go. We're going to say the words. Yeah, come on, don't be shy. Okay, it's very simple. It goes, I want everyone to say, bouncing cats. Can you all say that?
Bouncing cats.
That's good. Okay.
There's a little bit of a delay, but it's
Delay.
going to be fine.
We'll just cope with it. Okay, here we go. We'll go. Bouncing cats. Bouncing cats. Bouncing cats. Bouncing cats. Bouncing cats. Okay. Yep. And now, say it just with your lips. Go. All together? Beautiful. And now what we're going to do is when you do the B of the bounce, you do a little farty sound. Can everyone do the world's smallest farty sound? You know, everyone do your farty sound. Go like that. Yeah. Lovely. And now do it as short as possible. Just go. Yeah. As short as you can. Punch the air when you do it. That's good. So now let's do bouncing cats, but with the farty sound on the B. Here we go.
I can go with that one, Tom.
Beautiful. That's very good. Right. So that's the world's simplest beatbox. Nice. Let's try. Okay, we'll try someone in the audience here. Anyone want to try it on the microphone here?
Darcy.
Everyone's a bit shy in this audience. Yeah, there's not many hands going up in this particular audience. No. Is there anyone in Orbos willing to give it a go? Oh, yeah, there he is. Hey, blue shirt boy. Nice and close to the mic. Yeah, I like it. Yeah, nice. Okay, Bridgetine College is here, and at Bridgetine College who's ready to go up to the mic and bust a beatbox on the mic. Yeah, do it. You ready? No.
Everybody go,
No pressure. Let's go to Christmas Islands first. Has anyone in Christmas Islands give us quick bouncing cats?
Excellent, cool.
Here it comes. Here he goes. Yeah! Like it. Would you have a volunteer?
We have a volunteer?
Oh, you're pointing. That means you want to do it. Yeah, when people point, it means deep down they want to do it.
Come on now. Yeah.
Oh, I'd love to.
Nice, lovely work.
Yeah.
See, anyone can do it. Lovely work. Okay, now let's get more complicated. Can everyone do a blowfly? Go with the lips. Nice. And now we're going to do the world's smallest blowfly. Just go. The shortest blowfly you can do.
Someone's hit it. He's dead.
Yeah. And now let's put some sh on the end of it. So go and sh at the same time. Go. Nice. Okay. And now we're going to say bouncing pizza. Exactly. Bouncing pizza. And when you do the P of the pizza, we're going to put those on there. Here we go. 3, 4. Beautiful. All right. Okay. So that's the world's simplest bit of beatboxing. And now I'm going to show you one really tricky one, and then we're going to get into some toys. Okay, some toys. So the next one, if you can say, born to be too puffy, or everyone, born to be too puffy.
To be too puffy.
Yeah. To beat a baboon to poverty.
To beat a baboon to poverty.
Okay. It goes, born to be too puffy, to beat a baboon to poverty. Born to be too puffy, to beat a baboon to poverty. Born to be too puffy, to beat a baboon to poverty.
Born to beat your puppy, to beat your baboon. Born to beat a puppy, to beat your
Cool. So try it just whispering it, just with the lips. Here we go. We'll try it again. So just with the lips.
Oh, that's awesome. Born to be a
Nice and quick. Here we go. Quick.
Oh,
There you go. There's something to practice at home. Next, I think what we need to talk about is resonance.
Excellent.
Okay. Now, when you make a sound, you get your lips and it's flapping around, but it needs air around it and other things around it to make it louder. And that's what we're going to talk about now is resonance. Now, let's go straight. Yeah, amplification and that sort of thing. So it needs something to make it louder because a guitar without its body doesn't sound like much. It's got the body to make it louder. And what we're going to do, let's start with a rope.
All right.
Okay, so we've got a little rope here. Now, here we go. So we've got this little rope, and what we're going to do is this rope is pretending to be a guitar string, but you can't hear it, but you can see what it's doing. So it's doing just like what a guitar string can do, but you can't hear it, but you can see it. Okay, so first off, we're just going to spin it. Boring, boring. But we're going to call that the first harmonic. Can everyone say the first harmonic? Here we go. The first harmonic.
harmonic.
Nice.
Excellent.
Okay.
In college, I didn't hear any female voices.
Oh.
Unless you all have very deep voices.
Yes. Very
Ah,
deep
yeah,
voice.
yeah,
Hey, hey,
Yeah,
hey. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to spin it twice as fast. And how many people think if I spin it twice as fast, it will go in two parts with a dead spot in the middle? Hands up if you think it will. Notice I have my hand up. Exactly. Let's give it a go. Here we go. There it goes. In two parts with a dead spot in the middle. Yeah. That's the second harmonic.
The second harmonic.
Thank you. Love your work. Okay, now let's do it in three parts. Do you think it'll go in three parts? I think you get the idea. Here we go. Three parts. There we go. The third harmonic. Beautiful. And now let's do it in four parts just because we can. Here we go. There we go. That's there we go. The fourth harmonic. Yay! Enough of that. Now, Patrick has an amazing thing over here, which shows that, but in 2 dimensions. So that's actually it's 3 dimensions, really, isn't it?
Three on this, but you might
Ooh,
start with this
let's
first.
do that.
Because this, we can't see, but we can hear what's going to happen. This right here is just a solid piece of aluminium or aluminum, depending on which hemisphere you are from. All right? And this right here will utilize the air. It will start to wiggle the air in this room and utilize this room to be its resonator, to gain its resonance. So here we go, and we'll see if you guys can hear this. All right? Make sure you guys can hear this. Can you hear it?
Oh. Yeah,
now.
we hear it.
You guys hear it? Can you hear it in Christmas Island? Yeah, excellent. Now you can't actually see this vibrating because it's vibrating incredibly fast. All right, now stop that because it's starting to make people's eyes twitch in the room here. They're starting to do that. Now, with the same type of thing, I've got an aluminum plate here. And just like this, one of the things I did to make this noise is I had to put a little bit of violin bow rosin on my fingers to to make them not so slick so that they would release and grip. And remember how Mal did the thing with your lips when it went? My fingers do the same thing with this. They let go and they grab, and they let go and they grab. All right? Now I shall use, this is not a real violin bow because they tend to not last very long when you're playing things made of aluminium. All right? But I'm rosining my bow so that it grips and lets go, and we should be able to make a couple of notes on this plate. This plate is called a Chladni plate, all right? There was a guy named Chladni in the 1800s who was an instrument maker, and he utilized various shapes and things to do this. This is a simple one. Let's listen and tell me if you can hear it. And see what's happening to the patterns on.
That's a really good way of demonstrating.
Now, here's a question that I've got for our guys that are on the web here, all you guys in VC land. Can anyone tell me why these shapes get made? Anyone? Why that shape was made by that? Any ideas? Yeah, go ahead. Give me an answer.
Vibrations.
It is. Vibrations. And those vibrations, they form waves. All right? And the waves bounce around and reflect around this. So if I do it in a different spot, these vibrations should take a different way. This one's a little bit louder and a little bit higher and a little bit more annoying.
Different patterns.
Now, the interesting thing is, this one is different. And what I've used to show this, it would make the same sound if I didn't have these things. This is salt. I've just put some salt on here so that the wave patterns can be seen. And the reflections, they take up all sorts of different patterns, just like if you drop a pebble in a pond. All right? Now, the interesting thing is where the salt has gathered, those are still spots. Those are still spots where the amplitude, the waves, crests and wave troughs have met. And when they meet, they cancel each other out. The spots where the salt was bouncing around and has moved from, the bare spots, those are the places where crests and crests met and they actually amplify. All right?
That makes sense to me. And
Cool.
so these are the spots where it's not vibrating as much,
Not vibrating.
and these are the spots where it's vibrating a lot.
All right? And which
Yeah.
is the node and which is the antinode?
The antinode. What do you mean by that?
Whatever isn't a node.
Ah, is that a node?
I think that's a node, and this is an antinode.
Antinode.
Or vice versa. But anyway, I've got to check on that. That's homework for you guys. If you can give me the answer to that, that's great. Cool.
Cool.
Excellent.
Well, that's good. Well, so that's the same, and the notes that you get out when you're doing that are called harmonics. Okay, so if you've got a guitar string, you know, probably hear that thing where people lightly put their fingers on the guitar strings and you get those high notes. The same thing you can do with your face. So I'm going to teach you how to do harmonics with your face. Okay, so first off, can everyone repeat after me and go, nga, nga, nga? Nice. And then go, nye, nye, nye. And then go, nga, ngo, ngo, nga, nga. Okay, now, if you listen in, while I'm doing that, you can hear the note that I'm singing, but you can also hear a high little note that's moving around. So, hear that little high note? And that's the air in your mouth resonating to what you're singing. So and as you go, nga, 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 you're bringing that air into your mouth. Because when you go, it's all going through your nose. You put your hand over your ear and see if you can hear those little high notes. So do it yourself. Sweet. Nice. I like it. Now, what they do up in Mongolia, in a place called Tuva, is that they'll bring those, they make it a bit higher by putting your mouth into Kermit the Frog voice. Or you know Mr. Bean? You know how Mr. Bean and Kermit the Frog, they sound a bit like that? Yeah. Can everyone try that? You just put your tongue far back in your mouth and you end up sounding like that. Yeah? That's the one. Oh, that's pretty. I like it. Yeah, nice. Yep. Okay. Oh, they're going nuts in Christmas Islands now. Okay, so
what you then do is you keep your mouth in that position and slowly close your lips over it and slowly change the shape of your lips over it. Have a listen, I'll do it first.
Give it a go, it's really fun. Give it a go. All right. Yes, harmonic singing. So, I think it might be time to have a few questions from the floor. Do you think that's a fine idea? So, are there any questions out there? Are there any questions in here? Any questions out there?
Who's got questions? I knew.
Oh, got a question. It's Blue Boy. So, Orbost.
Orbost.
Yes. Hey, Blue Boy.
How many years have you been studying this subject?
Okay, that's a very good question. I'm 44. I'm 44, and I started when I was about 4. And I just never... and I've just never stopped. I started making... You know how when you're a little kid you make farty or noses all the time? All those sort of sounds. But I just never stopped. Whereas most people become sensible and stop doing it. I just never became sensible and stopped doing it, so I just kept it up. So that's the difference between me and people who can't make these sounds is that I just am very persistent. Question from the Christmas Islands. All right.
Why did you choose this as your career?
Because there's so much money in it. You know? Yeah, it chose me as a career. I can't think of anything else I'd rather do apart from playing music. I do play music as well as making weird noises. But quite a lot of what I do within the music world is making weird noises. Yeah. All right. Okay, so
There's another one at Christmas Island.
we got another one, Christmas Islands. Yeah.
Can you do accents?
Ooh. This guy's really good at an American accent.
Yeah, I've been practicing it for a long time. About the same amount of time that Mal's been doing his.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty good at this accent.
Can you do an Australian accent?
No.
No, I'm rubbish at accents. My brother's really good at accents, but yeah, no, I've never been good at it.
Now, accents are really different because they are related. I mean, it depends. Like, if you want to do an Irish accent, it needs to be, you put your air in a little bit of a different spot.
That's right.
And you do a little bit of a different thing. And an Irish accent and an American accent are actually almost the same. And it's very interesting that way. Whereas if you're going to do a Scottish accent, you bring it way back in your throat.
Oh, and you have to roll your ass as well. You have to roll your
I'm
ass.
pretty crap at that one too, but it's okay.
Is that right?
Yeah, it is. I mean, but the thing is listen to people and how they. I can do a German accent, but I can only do a German-American accent, which is very lucky because I play Einstein a lot, and every now and again, when I have to do Einstein, it's good because he had a very German accent. It was very precise. But if he had an English-German accent from England, I could not do it.
I see. It's all making horrible sense. So, are there any other questions? No, I've just been... Ooh, shit. Are most of you guys science students, or are there a few music students out there as well?
Both.
You guys all both.
Excellent.
Aww.
Yep.
This is cool because I'm going to be in the Cocos Islands in 3 weeks.
You've got a question there. Go ahead and...
Hello. Yeah, go. Why did they rename the ear ossicles?
Say that one more time, please.
Can you ask that again?
Oh, they can't hear you. Say it again. What purpose do the ear ossicles have? The ear ossicles. Ossicles.
Oh, your ears. What purpose?
Oh, what's the point of them? Wow, what a cool question. Well, you might be able to answer better than me, because basically the sound comes vibrating in, the air's wobbling back and forth, and it gets into your ear canal, and then it pushes your eardrum back and forth, and then that's connected to the ossicles, the bones in your ears, yeah? And they, apparently, this is how I know it, they modify the sound or the vibration through the ossicles so it's better for when it then gets into the cochlea, which is where all the nerve endings are, and for turning it into sound.
And it's very similar to like the cochlear implants that people are making now, that they actually, it's bone conduction. It's sending sound through. And you can do an experiment actually, and you may have even seen this, but if you take a coat hanger, a wire coat hanger, and tie 2 pieces of string to it, and then just wrap those pieces of string, tie them around your fingers, and stick your fingers right behind your ears, pressing in on the bones, right in there, and then have someone tap the coat hanger, and you should be able to hear it just through bone conduction. And that's a way that you can see how that kind of works.
It's also a bit like doing, if you put the heel of your wrist into your ear and then get someone to talk, to do that, or else lean your chin against my elbow and talk.
Hey Mal, how you doing?
Yeah.
Excellent, this looks really cool.
It's a good look.
It's really good, I'm actually stuck now.
It's quite relaxing.
Yeah, I can't get away, I'm stuck now, sorry dude. All right.
So you can try that. You can try that at lunchtime. Oh, it is lunchtime.
It is
Okay.
lunchtime, yeah.
I think we need to demonstrate this thing.
Okay, yes,
Because it's
before
pretty
we go,
exciting.
we need to end with a pyrotechnic thing. But just checking, was Brigidine, was that, were you happy with that answer?
The crowd goes wild.
Okay. And this is something though that I do want to make sure that you guys know, is that we're giving you our answers to the best of our ability, but there may be a different answer that may be better. And you can find it, and you need to let us know if we haven't given you the right answer, okay? Seriously.
Get back to
because
us.
This is all to the best of our knowledge. I mean, cool. All right.
So you know how before we were looking at harmonics in ropes and on the Chladni? Chladni plate. Okay, so seeing how the plate vibrates and that. There's another way of looking at vibrations and seeing how sound translates into visual stuff. And we have here what is called a Rubens tube. Tell us about it, Patrick.
Well, the Rubens tube, it was invented by Mr. Tube. No, it was actually Rubens who did this. And in 1905, and the reason I know about this is this was on the flip side of Einstein's paper on Brownian motions, by the way. But he figured that you could actually visualize sound waves through a flammable gas. So I want you, those waves between, those vibrations between us to your ears, we don't see them. We know they're there because we can hear them. But now we can actually visualize this. So Mal, your microphone should be hooked.
I think it's going through. Can you feel it going through?
Wait.
Oh, we have to turn it on, don't we? Technology, gotta love it.
Turn it on. Okay.
Oh, here we go.
All
I'm
right.
getting excited. So I'm going to try to make as nice, pure sounds as possible. So not noisy, anything like that. We want nice things like that. Okay, well, crank it up, baby.
Go for it.
Okay, well, I think I can do better one. I think we need a volunteer from the audience, don't you? Okay, is there anyone in this particular audience? Because you've got to be close to the fire. Does anyone go into a microphone? Do you want to give it a go? Yeah, come on down. Okay, welcome this man.
Before you go.
Okay, so hold the microphone.
All right. Excellent.
And just,
Yep. And remember, you're on camera right there.
alright, something high pitched.
If you were ugly, we'd say turn around, but no, you're not. That's okay. All right. Now, did you hear that one? Yeah, very nice. Very nice. That one spot where it really worked, try to, when you see that, try to stop there. See how it goes. Yeah. Excellent. Fantastic.
Brilliant. Excellent.
Now, this is called a Rubens actually make one, but you need to talk to teachers and things like that to make sure that you get this kind of stuff. And don't catch yourself on fire. And if you catch your hair on fire, you'll have a bald spot like mine. Don't let that happen.
Is that how that happened?
Yeah, no, it was horrible. Tragic.
Mine was bigger.
No, it was terrible. But are there any more questions today before we go? Do you have any questions here from the Canberra audience?
Everyone's happy?
All right, because you can
look
also
at
ask us afterwards on our way out and things like that as well. But
Okay.
this is, Science Week is for all Australia, and hopefully that this has been something that's kind of interesting to you. We would love to hear from you. Later on, you may think of a question that you thought, you know what, I'm not going to ask this in front of everybody, because they'll think I'm stupid. There is no bad question. You can write them to us at any time, and we have a question right here. Let me grab that microphone that you need to be able. Excellent. We have a question from Canberra.
Amy wants to know, can you do ventriloquism? So can you talk from your throat without moving your lips?
I can't do ventriloquism. I can't even say the word. I can't do ventriloquism. I can't ventriloquism very well. But I can teach you how to do the evil laugh. Now, the evil laugh is like a form of ventriloquism, okay? So, you know how if you say the word song, at the end of it, the sound, nothing comes out of your mouth. So check it out. Song. Want to try that? Everyone try that? Song. Cool. And that means you can then do Advanced Australia Fair with just, like that. It's such a good look. Okay, and now I'm just going to quickly show you how to do that, but with my mouth going double time. So the words going double time to the melody. You ready? There you go. That's all the lyrics going twice fast. But that means then you can do stuff like going, if you laugh through your nose and then flap your mouth out of time. I'm going to do the evil eyebrows as well. Yeah, evil eyebrow. Try it at home, it's really fun. Cool. It actually looks like the video link up's gone horribly wrong, but no, it's just my face. Alrighty, and then, of course, you can do beatboxing while you're humming through your nose. So can everyone do this? Hum through your nose, go, and then go, Try that. Nice. And then you can go, Try that. Beautiful. And then you can go around the sides. Beautiful. That means, with those skills combined, means you can hum Mary Had a Little Lamb through your nose while you beatbox with your mouth. Check it out. You ready? Everything all together. Oh, they're getting good. That's good. All right. All right. You can then get more complicated, but that's what practice is all about. All right. So how are we going for time? Ooh. Oh.
Yep.
Questions.
Yeah.
Is there a question from Orbos? Orbos? Yes, I see your hand.
Yes. Go.
Take it away.
Go for it.
Could you show us how to do the sideways yodeling?
Of course I can. Okay, so there's normal yodeling. There's normal yodeling where you go from your speaking voice up to your little kid voice. Your little kid voice. Okay, so you go man voice, little kid, man voice, little kid. And that's called your falsetto. That's called your falsetto up there. And this is your adult voice or your man voice. If you go between the two, flip between the two, that's yodeling. Yodeling, oh, man voice, little kid, man voice, little kid, yodeling, yodeling. Nice. But you can then bring those notes together. So you can extend your chest note up and you can extend your falsetto down. So you can go yodeling, oh, 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 and yodel on the one note. I don't know anyone else in the world who does it, and there might be a reason for that. But anyway. So that, because then you can yodel the wrong way. So you can put the chest note, the speaking voice, higher than the falsetto. So you can go, and so I've got little riffs, things like, that sort of thing. Owls are fun. All right.
Wow.
Did that answer your question?
And there's another question.
Have we got another question from Orwast?
Yes.
How many students have you performed this to?
Ooh. Well, I'm 44, and no, many. Yeah. And I've just been in the United Kingdom, and I've been doing workshops and gigs all around there. So I've been doing it a lot. But it's getting there. I'm getting better at it. Promise.
One of the other things is that Mal was part of a study at, I believe it was University of Hamburg, right?
Yeah.
And the University of Hamburg, and then he actually let us do this here a couple of years ago. We actually got a doctor in to put a camera up his nose and down to look at his vocal cords. And at Hamburg University, they actually studied what he was doing vocally to see what the physics behind it is. Because they hadn't really looked at Tibetan throat singing and the types of things in the sideways yodeling type stuff that Mal does from a physical standpoint in the voice box. Oh, and there's some really cool things.
I've got a new one. I'll see if it'll work today. Now, of course, on live around Australia, it's not going to work, but we'll see if we go. How is that? That's an epiglottal whistle. There you go. Hours of fun.
Whistling with his epigloss. Yeah. Excellent. Fantastic.
It's not particularly useful, but it's... Now, we have one more little demo which we forgot about, so let's talk about this.
Now, you may have seen one of these before. This is a fizzy drink bottle, and we're not going to give any advertising for it, but there's a certain type of fizzy drink bottle. It just you need to have one that has this shape, all right? And I'm going to tighten this up, and this phenomena was discovered, first that I heard, was from Mal, who had a friend in Queensland who had a fizzy drink bottle that it was empty of fizzy drink, but he sealed it and left it in the back of his car, and it heated up. And then he bumped it, and it made a sound. Now listen to what happens when we increase the pressure here. Your mic right there. Can you hear this? Now here's the homework. Why? Why is it that shape? Why is it with the more pressure? What is going on? And that way, I need answers from, so you've got homework, you don't have to do it today. Now we're right, oh no, we can go higher. We are now at the breaking point of the bottle, so I think I will stop. Okay? Please. Back away from the bottle. All right, now, here's another cool thing. This air is under pressure. And when I release it, okay, this is actually warm to the touch. You'll have to take my word for that. When I release it, it will cool. And because there is stuff in the air, all that stuff is, by the way, the stuff that wiggles when we talk. That's what helps us. It's all the methane and all that's in the air that helps to make that sound come to us. But all that stuff, little bits of stuff, will allow the water in that to condense on it. So you should see a cloud in here when I let this go, I hope. Now that I've set this up, it's probably... All right, ready? And... Pretty cool, huh? Science happens all the time. Thanks.
All right. Love that thing.
And
doesn't sound so good now.
Doesn't sound so good now. No.
So apparently we have another question from Orbuster going nuts on the questions.
Cool.
We love it.
What's the most difficultest thing you can do with your voice?
Well, maybe we should do that. Maybe we should finish with that. Because I think if we finish with Water Bear, I think it's a good thing.
There's a song that Mal has written that about one of the coolest. Actually, it's really cool. So I'll let him go.
Well, there are these tiny little microscopic animals that are called tardigrades. But because under a microscope they look like, do you want to catch this spoon? Whee! Because under a microscope they look like little 8-legged bears, look a bit like that. They're called water bears. Now water bears, I'm going to explain it in David Attenborough voice. Water bears are amazing animals. They can survive being frozen. They can survive being boiled. They can survive 6,000 atmospheres of pressure, which is a hell of a lot. They can survive a total vacuum, which is like the opposite of a hell of a lot. And if they run out of food or water, they can shut their bodies down, dry themselves out, and survive for more than a century with nothing. Which made me think, gosh, I want to be a water bear. Thus, I wrote this song. It goes like this. Be a water bear, be a water bear, be a water bear. Okay, so that's your part. Yeah? Okay, so the sing-along part, that's the sing-along part. Now, if you want to be a water bear, of course, they're very small, and we know small things make high sounds. Therefore, if you want to be a water bear, you've got to sing really high. Okay. And did you know that, so when you when you hear a recording of a blue whale, that you know how they sound like that. Well, they don't actually sound like that. They've always been sped up 5 times so you can hear it, because a blue whale sounds more like this. Like that. It's just a really low vibration. And so if you want to sing back to a blue whale, you have to go like this. Like that, and then they can hear you. Anyway, so this is a little song all about water bears. Do you want to try singing it? So, be a water bear. Can we give that a go? You ready? 1, 2, 3. Be a water bear. Bit high. Beautiful, beautiful. Nice. I love it. Okay, so now the rest of the song is kind of weird. I'll let you know when to come in with that. And once that comes in, you have to join in and keep going, yeah? Here we go. The rest of it's harmonic singing, which we've done a bit of the beatboxing while you're humming sort of stuff. There's also some sideways yodeling, and all together. And then by the end, we just go into ridiculous disco.
How's he leave it?
Is that with his saliva?
I wish I were a water bear. Then I'd be comfy anywhere. In a vacuum boat of frozen centuries of happy dose impression never leaves you in despair when you're a water bear. Wish I were a water bear. Politically, someone aware. No more fashion pain or gain, because with a microscopic brain, your heaven is a clump of us to share when you're a water bear. I wish I were a water bear. I might have what time to spare. Never have to prove your earth, minor impact on the earth, and little need for water, food, or air. That's why I really want to be a water bear. Everybody sing, be a water bear. Be a water bear. Water bear. Keep going. Water bear. Thank you.
Oh, there we are.
Well, all right. Well, it's been lovely. I'd love to thank Patrick, but I can't, I'm afraid. No, I would. I'd love to thank Patrick. Can everyone give it up? Go nuts for Patrick!
No, that's enough. That's enough. It'll go to my head. I'll be impossible to no. Thank you, guys. But a much bigger round of applause for Mal. Thank you so much. Excellent job. Excellent job. And Aiden, Rob.